Hi folks, this is Didier from Pixio. This is our weekly or bi-weekly, almost 3 weeks update. And sorry about that. I'm traveling too much lately, and I was I tend to come back during weekends, so I don't waste too much time. But that means sometimes, and lately our weekly meetings is skipped. So sorry about that. Lots happening, of course. You've seen several announcements on the channel. On the sales side, things are progressing pretty well. So I'm pretty pleased. We now have Patrick, who's handling all the customer experience. That means sales and marketing, based now in Paris. That's gathering all the ducks in line. So that's pretty reassuring. Very seasoned professional in the software industry. So that's good. You've seen also the result of the work of Nicolas, Marie, and Kevin with the whole new branding initiative, the new website, or at least the first version of the new website. The second version will be much more content, etc. But at least you see the approach we have. We're trying to really have something consistent, nice, very different from the traditional kind of blockchain approach, and talking more to individuals and about their data. So that's very important for positioning, and so I'm very pleased with where we're going. Still a lot to do with finishing all the collaterals, etc. So things are getting very well for there. In terms of product, we'll get what we have on the roadmap. So you'll get a version of the a much better version of the wallet in end of October. What we're doing now is two things. Now that we have the kind of fundamental features or functionalities of that wallet, we're splitting the wallet itself, which is literally the messaging application that based on our peer-to-peer layer, with all the security of communication, the use of the chain to have kind of registered mail, etc. So that's all the features you'll find there. We'll add a few more, but most of them are there. And then in that layer, which is the wallet, you will be able also to collect some data and get these data certified to various connectors and credential providers, in order to have the set of data qualified for accessing some services. And these services will be distributed through D apps that will come on top of the wallet. So the very first D app you will see is the token sale. So, but we did it so far in one big package. Now it's going to be kind of separate. So you will access the token sale D app with conditions of regulation. That means providing KYC, etc. And then we'll add more of these D apps, probably 1 or 2 a quarter. And is working on one on banking D apps. We have Corey and Danielle working on a healthcare D app, etc. So I'm talking roughly about that. So these are the apps that will keep feeding. These are our production, and then when the PikcioChain in 2019 will be open with all the SDK, etc. ready, others like you maybe will come up with some great ideas about the apps running on the PikcioChain, but also coming as additional verticals for the wallet, accessible through the wallet. So that's doing pretty well. That also means that the version you will see end of October will be full functional, but still some transition, especially in the user journey. Now that we have the base, we'll start to work on the user interface, the user experience. That might take a month, maybe 2, At the same time, we're working on the iOS version. So it's going to be on par with the Android one, and finalize the PC version. All of that to have the full stack, sometimes the full stack being the wallet plus the token sale app, in sometimes between end of October and end of November, I would say, with the regular good user interface, etc., and some ICOs that are would be proposed to the wallet as we promised. So that's getting pretty well in order. So I'm very pleased with that. At the same time, we'll deliver by the end of October the everything about the masternode. We have our last meetings in Montpellier, where when I'm going. I think it's on the 22nd or something like that of October, to finalize quite a few things. It's complicated, as you can imagine. We want to do things properly and fairly, and all is about the governance of that consensus, right? For consensus. So it's I think you'll be very happy with what we propose. We'll run that by you for a bit and then finalize probably by the end of November this time, when we have all the feedbacks, maybe some tweak. Then we'll get that masternode policy in place. So that's very good. I'm very pleased with where we're standing. The team is great. We have really. I'm going to Montpellier again also for onboarding 8 new people. So we'll be probably full team by the end of I would say November, around 45 people, and that's good. That's the good number where I want it to be. We will have Singapore open by then. We should have our office in our subsidiary in China open as well. Tokyo is doing great. We have now good traction in Bahrain. We are participating to RFP both on the eKYC initiative and also on the e-government initiative. So that's great. In France, same way. And now we having a meeting this afternoon again with BCG to see how we move forward into, first of all, a partnership, but also the value proposition for the Medicare environment, and that's pretty exciting for the US. So all of that, very pleased with where we're standing now. I was away 2 weeks, once in Seattle for the consumer identity world. Interesting. There was a lot of good contacts. It's still a very small world, believe it or not. Everybody's talking about personal data, etc., but the customer identity process is still very at the infancy. And there were people like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft. Everybody was there, but it's in infancy, which is good for us, because that's obviously gives us a lot of traction, and it made a very good, interesting speak. And also, I'm not going to say it was interesting, but the audience feedback was pretty interesting in terms of the speak I made, and then a workshop. So we definitely have a good card to play there. Same in the Boston blockchain Congress that was there in Boston last week. Less attendant, I would say, kind of gray zone around blockchain for the moment, but there are so many good initiatives showing up that we're not going to really worry about that. So thank you for your patience and attention this time, and talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.